Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today I wanted to go over some houses that I feel like we should be able to buy in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now some of these houses are going to be really popular, some of them are going to be relatively unknown, I would like to say. Obviously a few of you guys will know about most of these houses, but most of you guys I'm going to go ahead and say probably will not know about at least probably half of these houses. Anyway guys, we're gonna start off right now with of course the Playboy Mansion at number 10. Now the reason this thing's at number 10 is because I feel like it's such an obvious choice. I feel like that's what, like, if somebody else was making this list, they would probably put this at number 1. However, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a sick house. Like, this place is crazy, but I feel like it's like so crazy to the point where like it's not even that cool anymore because everybody kind of knows about it, if that makes sense. I don't know, I don't mean to sound like a hipster or anything like that. Obviously it's a very, very cool house. If you guys have never been here somehow, it has this absolutely huge backyard, as you guys can see right here. Also in here, it has a pool that is covered. It's like a cave pool. It's pretty sick. This house is just overall, it's really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's realistically one of the best houses in all of Grand Theft Auto Online. It's got a lot of really, really cool features. However, I mean, I kind of feel like there's a good chance that we will never be able to buy this place. I mean, of course I could be wrong, but honestly, I feel like there's some more houses that are a little bit more underrated that might honestly just be a little tiny bit cooler than the Playboy Mansion. I mean, it's sick, but like I said, it's this is the house that would be at number 1 on everybody's list. So I felt like, you know what, I wanted to be a little bit unique, put it at number 10 and put some other really, really cool houses that are underappreciated a little bit higher up on the list. Anyway guys, this has been it for the Playboy Mansion. Let's move on to number 9. And at number 9, we have, I feel like, what is the most obvious next choice, which is Devin Weston's house. Obviously, like I said before, you could probably put this at number 1 and it'd be a pretty good choice. This house is absolutely sick. Like, it's crazy. I would honestly love to be able to own this thing, but I feel like it's another one that we probably will not be able to own, just because, I mean, story-wise and everything, it wouldn't really line up to actually be able to purchase this place, but it is a really, really cool house nonetheless. The backyard, of course, is absolutely kind of crazy looking, and the house is obviously way up on top of this huge hill, and it has a really, really good view of the ocean, and of course, a pretty good view of Fort Zancudo over there as well. I really like the color scheme on this house, and obviously it's like a massive house too, so that's cool. We always like to have, you know, huge houses in GTA, so that would be a really, really cool feature, I think, to actually be able to own this place. However, I understand that, like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, like I said, story-wise, to actually be able to buy this place. It's kind of tied up because of the story, but, you know, maybe one day Rockstar will figure out a way to allow us to actually buy this place. It is such a sick house though, guys. I would definitely recommend coming here and actually just checking this place out because it's got so many little cool features about it that I just feel like are pretty unique to this house, honestly. Like, it's pretty crazy. Anyway guys, that is it for number 9. Let's move on to number 8. Alright guys, at number 8 we have what I feel is a pretty obvious next choice as well. It is of course the Vineyard. Now technically I know this isn't really a house, however I do feel like Rockstar could maybe make it into a house for us to actually own. And I do feel like it would be a pretty sick one to own. I mean, it's a really, really good looking building. And it's got a lot of property too, which is really, really cool. Like, it's got this huge parking lot out front here. And obviously we got all the, you know, vineyards and everything like that too. It's got this cool underpass here, covered sort of area. And you come around to the back here, and of course we have the fountain in the middle here. And of course you can look out down into the little river that goes past Fort Zancudo and the vineyard. Overall, this place is not as packed with features as perhaps Devin Weston's house and the Playboy Mansion. However, I do kind of just like it a little bit better, I feel like. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of cooler. Now, it might not look as good or whatever, but I do feel like it would be a really, really sweet place to be able to actually own. I know that if we had the option to, I would definitely buy this place, and I would probably choose it over Devin Weston's house and the Playboy Mansion if I had to. I like this place a lot. I think that Rockstar should definitely consider giving us the ability to buy it, as well as the other houses on this list. Anyway, that's it for number 8. Let's move on to number 7. Alright guys, and again, this one's not gonna make a whole lot of sense either because this is Martin Madrazo's house. However, it is a really, really sick house. It's kind of a sleeper house, I want to say, if that's a thing that you would maybe be able to consider it. It's obviously only a 1-story house, which is, you know, pretty small compared to the other houses we looked at on this list so far. However, it is just a really nice house. The gardening and everything around here, as well as the garages and the stables out in the back, I feel like they're really cool features. And obviously in the backyard, we have such a sick water feature. This pool is absolutely crazy. You got the hot tub up on this side here. Then of course you've got the 3 waterfall fountains going into the pool. Got this really cool back deck here. And is this another hot tub? Oh no, okay, this is the grill area as well. Like, this place is just sick, man. I don't know, there's something about this place that I just really like. And definitely, if we were given the opportunity to, I would totally buy this place as well. I'd probably consider this place even higher than the vineyard for myself personally. Obviously, I don't think that's going to be a very popular choice, but I personally really like Martin Madrazo's house. So obviously we have the stables out in the back here as well. So there's lots of room that we would get access to, and maybe with Martin's house we get access to a bit of a legal business that we could run out of some of these stables or some of these sheds. That'd be kind of interesting. So I feel like this is kind of an underrated house. I feel like not many people really appreciate this. If you ever go to like some sort of mansion party in GTA, you usually go to the Playboy Mansion or Devin Weston's house, but I would say the Playboy Mansion is definitely the most popular. However, I feel like this place is super sick. I feel like we should definitely be able to purchase this somehow. I'm sure Rockstar could figure out a lore-friendly way that we could actually buy this place, but I guess we'll just have to see, really. Alright guys, and the next property that I wish that we could purchase in GTA Online is of course the house near the Lighthouse on the right-hand side of the map. This place is super sick. Now, it's not the nicest house ever. However, it is a really just kind of a cool looking house, man. More than anything, the area in which it's situated is just a really nice area. I mean, we got the lighthouse right here, as you guys can see. Got a little island over there. The scenery around here is just really nice. I like it a lot, and of course, you know, it's got the flagpole with the American flag there, which I think is a cool touch. Overall, there's just a lot of detail on this property, which I can really appreciate, and I just wish that we were able to own this somehow. I feel like that would be really cool. Obviously, I don't know if we would get access to the lighthouse if we bought this property. I don't know if the lighthouse would come with it or not, but if it did, that would be really sick, I think. It'd also be really cool because of course we have a little tiny boat launch down here where maybe we could store a boat or two. Obviously, if you have a yacht, maybe you could park it out there. That'd be really cool. Or a kasatka as well. You could spawn it in and keep it, you know, just out here if you wanted to. We got the dudes here just chilling with the jet skis. It's overall just a really cool location. I just wish we could buy this place, guys. I think it'd be so sick. Like I said, it's not the prettiest looking house or anything like that, but it is a pretty cool house. I can appreciate, you know, how it looks and everything like that because of the area in which it's in. Anyway, guys, that's it for this house. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, now we're gonna go ahead and move on to some of the more underrated houses in GTA. Some of the houses that really aren't part of the story or anything like that. Houses that are just kind of cool. So the first one here is just inside this cul-de-sac, and obviously this place is pretty sick. You have the freestanding garage over here, and of course we have this absolutely massive house. Now, it's not the most modern looking house ever, but it is a pretty cool house nonetheless. Just down here we have a massive pool, and you can really just start to see how big this house is from the side here. From the front, it looks pretty big, but from the side, you can really tell this house is absolutely massive. Obviously, we have the sort of guest area here for when you're having your parties in the summertime or whatever, I guess. We got a bit of gym equipment in here. Overall, pretty detailed, pretty nice, good stuff. Then over here, of course, we have a bar, which you can, you know, serve drinks and whatnot. Got some umbrellas around here as well. Big pool, like I mentioned before. Underneath here, a little bit of a covered area. Of course, you get your own private tennis court here as well. It'd be really sick if you could actually launch your own tennis mini game at your own house if you were able to buy this too. That'd be awesome. Of course, we got this giant wraparound deck as well. It goes all the way around the house. And of course, you can look down at the road and all the peasants driving by. This place is honestly really sick. I would love to be able to purchase this house. I think it's so sick. Overall, really cool house. Definitely would like to see this being a purchasable one for sure. Anyway, guys, that is it for number 5. Let's move on to number 4. All right, guys, we're back in the area of the Playboy Mansion now, and there are some really cool houses in this area. The first one here is just off the left, right across the street from the golf course, and this house is super underrated. I feel like not many players even know that this house exists, but it is such a cool house. Obviously the textures here are pretty low resolution, but if these were higher resolution, they would look really, really cool. I think there's some pretty neat sort of architecture there. Obviously these things are about 144p maybe if we're lucky. Not very great. Coming around the side of the house though, it does get a little bit more detailed. We have these really cool looking sort of candle lights on the side of the house here. And then obviously we can come up here on the balcony and you can look out into your backyard. This is one of the coolest features about this place, is this sort of freestanding gazebo sort of thing with a moat going around it. Obviously it's got a fire pit in there, which is pretty cool. Despite there being no fire, there is smoke coming out of the chimney, which is pretty incredible detail. Of course, we also have a pool in the backyard right here as well. It's not the biggest pool, it's not the best looking pool, but it's a pool nonetheless. We've got another small one right here, which I'm not really sure about, but anyway, it's kind of neat. Then obviously going further into the backyard here, we have what I believe is a tennis court. Yes, I am correct. It is a tennis court. So this house is pretty underrated. I feel like not many players even know that this house exists. Obviously I could be wrong. There's going to be a few of you that know about these houses. However, I feel like generally this place is pretty much unknown. And I do feel like it is just a really sick house. Like, I mean, just look at that. Like, that's a nice house, man. I'm not gonna lie. And obviously with this house, I think some of the cooler features are in the backyard. Obviously with this thing with the moat, the gazebo is pretty cool. The fire pit that's not lit, that's somehow producing smoke, obviously very cool. We love to see that. But overall, this house, I mean, I think it's a super underrated house. In the front here, of course, we also have this sort of lawn area and then the circular sort of garden as well, the yin and yang, which is pretty cool. So definitely a pretty cool house, definitely a pretty underrated house. Anyway, that's it for number 4. Let's move on to number 3. All right, guys, moving on, we have some houses that are a little bit closer to Michael's house. Obviously, there's a couple of houses here, but I'm going to go over what I feel like is one of the best ones of them all, and that is this house. It's sort of castle shaped, which I think is really sick. You don't really see a lot of houses like this in GTA. Obviously we got the owners there on the balcony. My bad, I'm just on your property, don't mind me. Moving towards the back of the house, we got this sort of covered garage area, which is pretty cool. And then obviously right in the back here we have their actual freestanding garage here, which is kind of like a little bit of a hobbit house here. It's kind of dug into the ground. I kind of like it. Obviously the garage door is half open here, so you can almost see what's inside, but just not quite. Overall, pretty cool. Then obviously right here we have a little green patch, which is pretty nice. Nothing too extravagant there though, really. Moving towards the back of the house, we do of course have a pool back here, which is pretty cool. And of course you also have your tennis court, which apparently everyone in this city plays tennis, which is cool. So I guess to own a big house like this, you have to be a tennis enthusiast pretty much. But obviously, oh, wait, is this? Oh. There's a slight design flaw there, I feel like, but you know what? It's close enough. It's close enough. They did a really good job. I don't know how much money this house would cost, but that is a really good design feature. Obviously right here we have a little path through the garden, which comes down to this sort of area, and then we have another little green patch right here, and this big huge tree as well. Then you got the driveway right here as well, of course. Overall, pretty cool house. I feel like this one's pretty underrated. I feel like not a lot of people really know about this one either. Alright guys, so for number 2, we have a lot of great options. This whole area that we're in right now just has a ton of houses that are really cool, like this one right here that you guys can see behind the car. Of course, there's another one across the street that's also really sick, and there's a few more in this whole area that are just awesome. However, there is one that I think stands out to me a little bit more than the rest of these, and it is right beside the big hotel. That is of course this house right here. With this house, you have a pretty long driveway to get up to the main area. Of course, you can park in front of the house right here, as you guys can see. Or, of course, you can actually take your car around to the back and park at the garage, which is right here, which is really cool, I think. Overall, it has a large sort of driveway area, which I really like because I personally always kind of like to have a lot of room to park vehicles in case, you know, getting together with the boys or whatever, and you need some space to park, obviously. So I think that's a cool feature. Of course, we have this wall sort of separating the driveway area and this sort of entrance into the backyard here, which is really nice. Coming around the back, obviously we have this sort of gazebo area where you could set up probably a table, something like that. Then of course, got the big pool, got the hot tub with the pool, obviously. Got the big balcony up there as well, and then a smaller balcony right there. sort of a undercover little deck area right here as well. Then coming around the side of the house, obviously this is the gate that we came through. Then you can move back around to the front here, and we've got this really cool fountain sort of feature. I wish that this actually worked. That would make it a lot cooler. However, it's fine. Either way, it looks really cool. Overall, this house is just really sick. Like, I would love to be able to own this place. Some of the details, like this sort of cylindrical area here, which I would assume is probably a staircase. I don't really know why that last window is up there. I don't know where that would really be going. Maybe just shining into the place, who knows. Overall though, this place is just sick. And of course you are right behind the hotel, which, well, realistically, if this was a real house, that would probably get mad annoying because it'd be loud. But anyway, regardless of that, it is a really cool house with a really cool yard and really cool features overall. Anyway, guys, that is it for number 2. Let's move on to the number 1 house. You guys might actually have a decent idea of what this is going to be, but I'm not really sure, so we'll have to see. All right, guys, and the number 1 house is, of course, this one. I've taken a lot of thumbnails at this house, so you guys will probably recognize it from a couple of my videos. Obviously, it is just a really nice looking, very modern sort of styled house. We have the freestanding garage over here where you could park, you know, several vehicles probably. Good amount of parking in this area, and then of course you've got this really long sort of sweeping driveway with these gates that automatically open when you get close to them. And of course you do have these security cameras. Now I'm pretty sure that this house is tied up somehow in the lore of GTA. There's some sort of storyline that goes on here. I can't really remember what it is. I know there's a couple missions in GTA that revolve around this house where I think you have to kill a lawyer or something like that. So I don't know that we would ever be able to actually own this house or not, but if we could, it would be absolutely awesome. Moving into the backyard, it is pretty huge in this house. We have this absolutely massive pool right here. I wish that it was filled, but unfortunately it just isn't. This sort of area, we've got some weird stepping stone sort of things. Of course, we have a gazebo right here with a fire pit built in. Tons of space around here though, and of course this deck is just so nice. It's actually really well detailed, I gotta say. The textures actually look pretty good, even on even all these years later, they still look pretty alright, I think. Then of course, moving a little closer to the pool, it's a very nice pool. Like, this thing is actually huge. It's awesome. I just wish that it was actually filled with water. And of course we got the hot tub right here as well. Got this undercover deck, obviously, and then right above this we have the actual deck as well. Coming up the stairs, you have this absolutely massive deck. You could have like a ton of tables up here. This place could be a restaurant if you wanted it to be. I think this house is just so sick, man. I really like this place. Overall, this house is just full of details. I really like this place, and I would love to be able to own it. Coming around the side here as well, we've got this weird little like monument thing. I'm not really sure what this is signifying, or if it's supposed to be like some sort of weird fire pit or something. I really don't know, but I like it. I think it's a cool feature. Definitely adds some more really unique detail to this place, which, you know, definitely helps to improve it further. And of course we have this sort of weird structure thing. I like it a lot. I think it looks really cool. And then we're back right where we came in with the car. I think this house is really sick, and I definitely think it's deserving of being at number 1. Obviously, a lot of people would have put the Playboy Mansion here, but like I mentioned earlier in the video, I just felt like I wanted to be a little bit different and just put that a little bit further back on this list. Overall, I'd love to own any of the houses on this list. However, this is the one that I would like to own the most. Rockstar, if by some chance you're watching this video, please, let's make it happen, man. Let's get some of these houses into the game. Let's make them purchasable, unique interiors for each one of them. I think that would be really cool. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. I have a lot of houses that I know about in GTA that are really sick, so I could always take you guys for some more tours if you would want that. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated. Dislike if you didn't, of course. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.